You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi, I'm Seth Peterson.
Hi, I'm Tippi Hedren.
I'm Rhonda Schwartz.
I'm Doris Roberts.
This is Jessalyn Gilson.
Hello, I'm Victor Webb.
Hi, this is Charlotte Ross.
Hi, this is Ed Begley Jr. What's up, you guys? This is AJ from the Backstreet Boys.
Hi, this is Shannon Elizabeth, and you're listening to Talkin' Pets.
Talkin' Pets.
Talkin' Pets.
And you're listening to Talkin' Pets.
Talking Pets.
Talkin' Pets.
With Jon Patch.
Jon Patch.
You're listening to Talkin' Pets.
Talking Pets.
Talkin' Pets.
With Jon Patch.
Jon Patch.
You're listening to Talkin' Pets with Jon Patch.
Hello, America, and welcome to Talkin' Pets with your host, Jon Patch. Join Jon and his expert guests with all of your pet questions, concerns, comments, and stories. Now it's time for Talkin' Pets with your host, Jon Patch.
And welcome to Talkin' Pets, heard coast to coast on your favorite radio station. This is Talkin' Pets, and I'm Jon Patch. Joining us from Animal Planet Good Dog U is
Jay Stutz.
here to answer your behavior questions and your training questions about your pets at 866-606-TALK. When you call in, you'll speak with Mr. Zach Budin at Business Talk Radio Network, and he'll put you on the line with us. 866-606-8255. The show is produced by the ever so lovely and talented Miss Amanda Page.
Hey there, Donnie boy.
Hey, Mandy. Well, once again, give us a call at 866-606-TALK. In this hour, we have a special guest joining us for a short period. His name is Mr. Edward Meyer, the Vice President of Exhibits and Archives for Ripley's Believe It or Not. And we're going to be giving away a couple of their books, so stay tuned for that. But once again, I'm Jon Patch.
I'm Jay Stutz.
And Amanda Page.
866-606-TALK. 866-606-8255. You're listening to Talkin' Pets.
To me, I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me.
For over 30 years, Edward Meyer has traveled around the world collecting unusual stories and unbelievable artifacts to fill, believe it or not, books and museums. He is a walking encyclopedia of information, some strange, some gross, but all true. He has acquired over 20,000 different museum artifacts, everything from a pin valued at $1 million to a two-trunked elephant, to Marilyn Monroe's lingerie, to Lee Harvey Oswald's mortuary toe tag, to a meteorite from Mars. The list is endless. Editor of the famous Ripley's Believe It or Not newspaper syndicated cartoon, producer of countless Ripley Museum films, and a researcher for over 200 Ripley television shows, Meyer has appeared on radio and television programs around the world as the Ripley historian. The man with the world's best job joins us here on Talkin' Pets, Vice President of Exhibits and Archives for Ripley's Believe It or Not, Edward Meyer. Edward, how you doing? Welcome to Talkin' Pets.
Oh, well, thanks for having me back on the show again. It doesn't seem like it was all that long ago, but I guess it's been a full year.
It has been a year, and
I don't think I'm worthy of that introduction, but thank you very much.
You're more than welcome, and yes, you are.
Me.
I want your job.
Well, it's a great job. As you said in the intro, I edit our books, and I buy the exhibits in our museum, so I get to see a lot of interesting, weird, unbelievable stuff as the days go by.
Well, sitting in with us here at the studio is Jay Stutz from Animal Planet's Good Dog U.
Hey there.
Good morning, Jay.
And
hey, I have a potato chip that looks like
you're not going to say
Johnny
Jesus.
Depp. I was wondering if
I have bad eyesight.
Virgin Mary or something.
I can never see those things.
Do you really,
Jesus
though?
Toast, Virgin Mary popcorn, they're all lost on me.
I want to introduce you also to our producer, Amanda Page.
Hi there.
Hi, Amanda.
You know, these books, I love these books, and you know I do, the Ripley's Believe It or Not books. This one's called Download the Weird.
Well, the format is the same as we've been doing for the last few years. It is our annual Best of Ripley book. You know, the most fascinating, unbelievable stories we found in the calendar year. 256 pages, about 2,500 stories, about 500 color pictures. We are known for our great photography, and this book is no different than the rest. Every page has got something that's going to make you, either smile or gag or shock, whatever.
I've already gone through that over the last half hour as I was paging through the book.
But
like,
this book does have something very different that we've never done before.
Now, RipleyBooks.com, people can find out more. They could find out about the book there, right?
That's correct. Ripley's, our home website, just Ripley's.com, has a connection to our publishing division, and also a brand new Ripley app where you can find out more about our company in general, as well as this book. The book is titled Download the Weird because 17 different pages throughout the book have this little odd scan symbol. The word odd in red, the word scan in green. You take a picture of that particular page with your iPhone or your iPad, and it goes to the Ripley app, and you get more information on what you've seen on that page. We repeatedly get asked, is there more pictures of the lizard man or more pictures of the Mexican vampire woman? Well, usually there is. We do a photo shoot. We only use the best of in the book, but there's usually some more stuff that we can do. So this odd scan feature, brand new to Ripley's, very, very new to publishing in general. We're taking people out of the book and putting them into a different environment, on their phone, wherever they want to look at their phone. But these particular pages, more pictures, usually video, sometimes an interview. And I always have trouble talking to you guys trying to define what a pet is because our books are just chock full of animal stories. There's always a full chapter on animals.
I think more so than normal you've got more animals in this book than you'd have in the last
a full
ones.
chapter, almost 30 pages worth of animal stories. And, of course, there's a few others elsewhere in the book. But 2 out of the 17 odd scan pages I was just mentioning are pet stories, and by anybody's definition, I think dogs and cats are pets. So I think that there might be the 2 most significant stories for us to talk about today, and then, of course, we can go wherever you want to take me. But page 63, we got Norman, a Briard dog from Canton, Georgia, rides a scooter standing on his back legs and pushes it along just like a little kid would. A hilarious video available on our odd scan. In the video, he's actually got a shirt on as well, so he's a dressed dog, motor scooter riding puppy. Absolutely hilarious type stuff.
Now, where exactly is he going on his scooter?
Yeah.
Is
up and down the street,
the dog park?
The video shows it being a relatively quiet suburban type street, but there's houses in the background, there's parked cars, so it's a real road, and he's just going up and down with his master following.
It's amazing. I'm a fan of that show, and we've had a couple of the winners here on Talkin' Pets of the America's Got Talent. And this year, actually, the group that won were 2 guys with their dogs. And some of the things that these dogs were doing were unbelievable, and I think one of them was riding a scooter as well. So it's pretty cool. And Jay would know. I mean, he works in films and stuff like that with a lot of animals and training them. So it's amazing what you can really teach them.
Well, one of our previous books, we actually had a dog that scuba dove. Had a little custom-made helmet and gear. I've always had a dog. I love my dog, but I can't barely teach him to come when I call his name. So people that can train their animal to motor scooter or skydive. There's a skydiving dog in this book somewhere too, and
I saw that. I think it was a pug.
Those kind of tricks are beyond the norm.
So, sometimes those pets don't necessarily have a choice in the matter.
Well,
I think the owner says, "I like skydiving.
Right?
I'd like to bring my my Chihuahua along with me, and so my Chihuahua is going to be a skydiving Chihuahua."
Yeah, I understand that.
Well, there's one story in here too.
I'm always quite disturbed by people that have to dress up their puppies.
There's one story, Ed, in here that you have.
Doesn't your dog have enough character?
You have a dog actually that on page 67. That during the parade, this guy takes his dog Daisy and ties it to some helium balloons and uses Daisy as a float going down the street.
Makes a great photograph for our book, but boy, this guy is not very good master.
No, I would imagine he's not liked by most animal lovers.
Flying Chihuahua, photographed by James Homdahl. The dog weighed approximately 5 pounds, attached to a cluster of helium balloons for a 4th of July parade.
Oh, I sure hope he takes him for a walk before he hooks him up to the balloons.
Water, that's a rain cloud. Hey, don't go away. Edward Meyer, we're speaking with Edward Meyer. He's the Vice President of Exhibits, of course, and Archives at the Ripley's Believe It or Not. You can visit these... you could visit the museums across the country, of course, but you can also order the book, Ripley's Believe It or Not. Find it in stores and on their website, ripley.com or ripleys.com, ripleybooks.com. So check that out. Give us a call at 866-606-TALK. We'll be right back. I'm Jon Patch.
And I'm Jay Stutz.
And Amanda Page.
Talkin' Pets.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned. Petco, where the pets go. Petco, where the pets go.
Pet Life Radio has tail-wagging, fur-flying, fabulous deals for our listeners from Petco. Get $6 off your order of $60 or more and up to 40% off the entire Petco site. That's right.
But that's not all.
Because you're a Pet Life Radio listener, you'll also get free shipping on your order of $49 or more. $6 off, up to 40% off, and free shipping from Pet Life Radio and Petco. To get these awesome deals, go to petcodeals.com. That's petcodeals.com.
Petco, where the pets go.
I'm not much of a reader, but I do wish I were more well-read.
There are so many great books coming out. I wish I could find a way to keep up.
Audible.com makes it easy to stay well informed and catch up on your reading simply by listening. Audiobooks from Audible turn downtime into uptime. You'll be more productive and become well read.
Now I'm able to catch up on all the great books I've been wanting to read.
With Audible, I feel smarter.
Pet Life Radio listeners, try Audible.com now and get your first 30 days of Audible Listener Gold membership plan free. And get a free audiobook. Choose from over 100,000 titles. To get this great deal, go to audibledeals.com. That's audibledeals.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
And once again, you're listening to Talkin' Pets. I'm Jon Patch.
And I'm Jay Stutz.
And Amanda Page.
866-606-TALK is the number. As promised, we're speaking, of course, with the Ripley's Believe It or Not man himself, Mr. Meyer there, the Vice President of Archives at the museum and exhibits. But we promised you guys we're going to give away a couple of these books from Ripley's Believe It or Not, and we're going to do that now. So the number 3 caller that comes in right now at 866-606-TALK, that's 866-606-8255, 866-606-TALK, is going to get one of these books, the Ripley's Believe It or Not, and it's called Download the Weird. That's going to come out to you, compliments of Edward Meyer, the Vice President of Exhibits and Archives. 866-606-8255. Call right now, and it's yours. Ed, how do people, if they want to find a museum in their area, or maybe they're traveling and they want to go visit the Ripley's Believe It or Not museums, how do they find where they're located?
Well, again, Ripley's.com is the easiest way. One-stop shopping. The new Ripley phone app also. There's 32 Ripley museums around the world, 10 different countries, 4 different continents. in America. I think we've got 18, I think it is. So, you're never too far away from one.
Okay, sounds good. And we have given that book away, so you can stop calling on this one, but we do have a couple other ones. Hey, on page 61 in the book, the Ripley's Believe It or Not, the sleepy bird. After eating a hearty meal of ants, a green woodpecker appears to have been caught dozing against the branch of the tree in Worcestershire. I know I'm not saying that right. England.
You were pretty close. Worcestershire. It's just like the sauce.
That's not too bad.
Pretty cool picture. Most people don't think that birds close their eyes or sleep, and this clearly looks like he's having a sunny afternoon nap.
I'm going to eat an ant. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to eat an ant. I'm going to sleep.
I like the picture below him, actually, though. And I said earlier,
shark?
It's hard to describe what a pet is because people have all kinds of weird animals for pets, but how about an albino baby shark? This was caught in Mexico, and it almost looks like a fluffy toy animal. It's just got such a silly expression on its face, but one giant blue eye in the middle of its head.
That's a little bizarre. I think if I was fishing and I caught that, I'd be like, oh, it's the end of the world.
I wouldn't swim in the water where that was caught, that's for sure.
Well, it reminds me of a Simpson episode with a three-eyed fish, so, presumably Mother Nature's mistake.
Yeah.
The one
I was going to mention page 65. We're still in the same chapter of cats, but this goes back to my odd scan. This is the second of the 17 that is about animals. Two pictures here of a two-faced cat. It has two faces, two mouths, two noses, three eyes. The owner, Marty Stevens of Worcester, Massachusetts, has a bit of a sense of humor that he's given it two names. One side's Frank, one side's Louis. But if you do the odd scan, again, you actually see video of this cat walking around and doing normal-type cat stuff. Believe it or not, it's 12 years old. This cat should have been dead at birth and lovingly been, watched over and treated like part of the family, and now age 12, which is, a relatively good age for any cat, never mind one with this kind of deformity.
Yeah, my cat. I've got two cats actually, and they're 14. And I know it. Like sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night or in the morning, and my one cat, the female cat, likes to sleep in my bed. And sometimes I'll wake up and her face will be looking me right in the face when I open my eyes. If I had to look at this one on page 65, I'd feel like I was in a nightmare.
Gray and white coat and lovely blue eyes, but yeah, there's three of them.
Three of them and two noses and I guess two mouths and everything like you said, but yeah, pretty bizarre.
But only one esophagus and only one mouth, therefore working. So it only feeds out of one side.
What about on the other page, on the opposite page? There's an orange croc. Is that real or is that painted or something?
No, well that's real, and it's a color pigmentation problem, but and it makes a pretty good picture because it looks like bright pumpkin orange. But alligators and crocodiles have been found in all kinds of variant colors. There's a Gatorland here in St. Augustine, Florida, that for years had a bright red crocodile. So, anything's possible.
Well, congratulations to George out there in Othello, Washington. He's getting a copy of course, Ripley's Believe It or Not book and Download the Weird. So, George, that's coming out to you. Compliments of Edward Meyer and, of course, Ripley's Believe It or Not. If you want to find out some more information about the museums or about the books or anything like that, you can go to Ripley's.com and find out everything you want to, of course, about Ripley's. And if you have any questions about weird or you've seen a weird thing that maybe you want to pass on to Edward Meyer, and
absolutely,
maybe he'll go visit and it'll be in the next book. So
Meyer at Ripley's.com.
Meyer at Ripley's.com. Meyer at Ripley's.com. So that's what they can email you a story there.
Straight to the boss.
Hey, can I tell you that there's one in here that I was flipping through, which I thought was actually kind of cool. I can't remember what country it was, but there was a bunch of monkeys, and they were climbing a light pole. And
we're on page 59.
Yeah, and they take turns jumping in the water.
And I don't know, it's pretty silly. They're macaques in Thailand, and apparently they like to go swimming. And it's I think it says 12-foot high tower, but they've literally set up like a diving board into this trough, and Jaipur, India, jumping all the time.
And they take turns. It's not like
they're
pushing
great,
each other
great
off.
picture showing one of them in midair and a couple up on the tower looking at them and a couple down at the bottom waiting for the splash.
I'm sure every now and then one pushes the other one just before it starts to jump, Yeah. Just like kids. I mean, they're so playful. They're just like kids.
Part of the caption says, mimicking humans. Well, we know that kids will push each other in, so I assume monkeys will too.
What's the story on the rainbow chicks on page 53?
Well, I guess that's an Easter sort of thing. Central Java, Indonesia. They're literally dyeing them, artificial coloring. That they're very bright and pretty and attracting attention in the market. I assume it doesn't affect their coat or their flavor, but it's strictly a sales gimmick.
Hey, don't go away, Edward Meyer. We'll be right back with Edward Meyer, the Vice President of course, archives and exhibits there at the Ripley's, believe it or not. You can visit the website, ripleys.com, for more information on where the museums are. And if you want to find out more about the book, Ripley's, believe it or not, download The Weird. But congratulations to George in Othello, Washington, because he's getting a copy of the book. And we'll take the number 5 caller that comes in right now. Number 5 is going to get also a copy of this book. It's huge. It's a really cool book, and it's got a lot of interesting facts and information. Ripley's, believe it or not. We'll be right back. I'm Jon Patch.
And I'm Jay Stutz.
And Amanda Page.
Talkin' Pets.
Talkin' Pets. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Introducing the new Bret Michaels Pets Rock collection exclusively at PetSmart. I created it for the pets that rock your world.
Shop the Bret Michaels Pets Rock collection and celebrate PetSmart's 25th anniversary with up to 25% off thousands of items on the PetSmart site. Plus free shipping on orders of $49 or more. Go to PetSmartDeal.com. That's PetSmartDeal.com. PetSmartDeal.com.
Dyson.
The new Dyson Animal Vacs are powerful bagless upright vacuums for homes with pets. Air muscle and radio root cyclone technology generates the strongest suction power to powerfully remove dust, dirt, and pet hair from the home or car. To order your Dyson Animal Vac, go to DysonDeals.com. DysonDeals.com to order your Dyson Animal Vac today.
Dyson. Music to your ears.
Hi, I'm Lisa Smith-Putnam, the host of the new and exciting show, Your Pets, My Dogs, here on Pet Life Radio. Your Pets, My Dogs will feature celebrity interviews, we'll talk to everyday pet owners, and more. Listen, I am here to entertain you each and every week, right here on Pet Life Radio. Again, that's Your Pets, My Dogs. I'm your host, Lisa Smith-Putnam. Your Pets, My Dogs. Your Pets, My Dogs.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
With this hour's Talking Pets news from the USA Today, here's your host, Jon Patch.
Out of Juneau, Alaska, state game officials have killed a black bear that had been captured downtown on Wednesday. Alaska Department of Fish and Game Area Management biologist Ryan Scott says the decision to euthanize it was made when officials found it was the same bear that had relocated earlier this summer. Jay?
In Iowa, retired John Deere union worker Mary Amborn, of 71 years old, brought her donkey to see Vice President Biden during a campaign stop Tuesday. Jonathan wore a 2-year-old mammoth donkey, wore miniature American flags in his bridle. Of course, he was the only donkey among the loyal Democrats in attendance. John?
Of course he was. In Vermilion Cliffs National Monuments, Arizona, now 3 California condors are set to be released into the wild next week. The September 29th event will be the 17th public release of the endangered birds in Arizona since the recovery program began in 1996. The world's total population of endangered California condors is now 405.
In Jefferson City, Missouri, the Conservation Department has been getting reports of hundreds of dead deer around the state. The deer may have fallen victim to hemorrhagic disease, which is spread by the bites of the small midge fly. John?
Out of Moose, Wyoming, a dam built by beavers created a pond that threatens to flood the Moose Wilson Road in Grand Teton National Park. The road will be closed from 2 p.m. on Monday until 8 a.m. on Tuesday while park workers try to fix the problem.
In Montpelier, Vermont, the Attorney General's office is suing a dairy farm in Coventry, accusing it of violating the state's water pollution laws. The lawsuit says Richard Nelson's farm is discharging agricultural runoff from its bunker silos into a stream. The office is seeking an injunction against Nelson and civil penalties. Nelson has not responded to the allegations. John?
In Ellensburg, Washington, a park will be dedicated today in memory of Washoe, the first chimpanzee to communicate with American Sign Language. Okay.
A museum purchased 2 old mules and euthanized them for a farm display in Lubbock, Texas. The American Museum of Agriculture said in a statement that the 2 mules were purchased from a horse and mule trader after a long search for preserved animals came up empty.
And once again, you're listening to Talkin' Pets. I'm Jon Patch.
And I'm Jay Stutz.
And Amanda Page.
866-606-TALK is the number. 866-606-8255. We're speaking with Edward Meyer, Vice President of Exhibits and Archives at Ripley's Believe It or Not. We're talking also about their book, of course, which is Download the Weird. So give us a call at 866-606-TALK. Don't forget, you can also watch us live on the webcam at talkinpets.com. Just click on talkinpets.com, click on where it says Watch Live, and you can watch us. And you can chat with us in the chat room there as well. Also, join us on our Facebook and Twitter right there at the top of the homepage. Just click on it, and you can be part of our family. You're listening to Talkin' Pets.
You and I go hard at each other like we're going to war. You and I go rough, we keep throwing things and slamming the doors. You and I get
And once again, you're listening to Talkin' Pets. I'm Jon Patch.
I'm Jay Stutz.
And Amanda Page.
I think you need to take that one out of the cage.
I don't know what happened.
Sounds like you're standing down the hall of the recording studio. We recorded that off their car radio.
I think we're having
sounds like.
technical difficulties here. I'll have to do some tweaking.
866-606-TALK is the number. Congratulations to Cheryl out in Las Vegas, Nevada. She's getting a copy of the book, Download the Weird. It's the Ripley's Believe It or Not. And Cheryl, you're actually going to love this book. There's a lot of interesting facts and information in this book, of course. And you can find out more about the book at ripleys.com, and you can find out where the museums are if you want to go visit them and all. And, of course, the guy that puts all this together is Vice President of Archives and Exhibits, and that is Mr. Edward Meyer, who we're speaking to right now on the air. But the numbers...
John, always important to tell our listeners that no matter how weird the stories seem, they are all true. Our research staff, really prides itself on making sure if we put our brand name on it, you can believe it.
That would be why it's called Ripley's Believe It or Not.
But they're leaning towards people believing it, John.
Yeah, they're leaning towards the believe it part.
Hey, there's one thing here which I think is actually kind of interesting, was because I know a panda, I think, was just born through artificial insemination here in this country, and I noticed on page 54 of your book, Ripley's Believe It or Not, there's some people dressed up in panda suits as they're taking the little baby pandas.
This is a story from Western China, where the panda lives wild, and they're trying to minimize human contact with the babies. And part of the production here is to get captive bred mothers to recognize the humans are sometimes friendly, but not really what they want to be dealing with. So how they do it is the employees of the zoo, the wildlife center, dress as panda bears. Looks like big, sort of clown costumes, black and white. But any time that they're touching the babies, they pretend that they are pandas.
Yeah, but do you think they smell like pandas?
I don't know the real answer to that, but I'm going to
could.
go out on a limb and say
they just did a little
panda poopy.
I bet they spray themselves somehow to get rid of a human smell.
Wow. Yeah, I guess if you're rolling it, you'll probably smell like it.
Or the interview process is just that diamond in the rough that actually smells like a panda. You're hired.
Well, I can't believe you guys haven't mentioned the cat in a vat on
I saw
page
that
58. One. Every book we put, I always have a list of my five favorite photographs, and this one's got to be up there. And this cat is a white-haired Himalayan kitten, unpronounceable name, Kashua, I think is close, but it's in Moscow, Russia. Nicknamed Mudini because it has this magical tendency to climb into spots where it shouldn't be climbing. And we've got a picture here of a, relatively normal-sized kitten inside a jar. And it did get back out without any harm whatsoever. It is just one of the best pictures I think we've ever published.
It's amazing how a cat can get into such a small little environment like a jar and get itself out of it.
Yeah, my cat loves to do pretty strange things, and he balances on spots where I can't fathom how he stays afloat, but he's never done anything quite like this one.
You got to tell us about the Wildwood Web on page it's 66. That's pretty wild. That's one heck of a spider, if that's real.
Yeah, well, this is presumably a lot more than one spider, but it is in Pakistan, and it shows a couple, I don't know, I'm going to call them very small trees completely covered with cobwebs. And apparently this cocoon happened pretty darn quick, and locals weren't too worried about it because they figured the spiders were eating mosquitoes that were causing malaria. So they didn't try to break it down or take it away or anything, and it almost looks like gray paint. I mean, it's just such a big ball of cobwebs that, it looks like something an artist might paint as opposed to reality.
I don't think I'd want to get too close to those trees.
Must be thousands of spiders, though. I mean,
I'm not a spider fan.
Yeah.
I like Spider-Man the movie, but I'm not.
Well, I was going to say spiders are arachnids. I know that much, but I'm really not an insect fan in general. And, one of the grossest pictures for me in the book, at page 73, we got a giant Amazonian centipede eating a bat. And this bug apparently grows up to 14 inches long. That's somebody I don't want to ever see.
No, I couldn't imagine that going across my
Believe
floor.
me, that's not the grossest picture in this book.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I love flipping the page and just being like, oh, that's definitely weird.
We because we're talking about animals, we don't get into the food section too much. But, of course, that is the really gross part of the book. And, people are eating some pretty strange stuff all the time. So if you want to go there, we've got people eating duck tongues. We've got people eating rat kebabs, sea cucumber soup, dried lizards, worms, of course, and the ever-popular Filipino bat soup and coconut.
But in different cultures, some of that is just not weird to them, but to us it's, very bizarre. Like, I could never go to Korea I couldn't even fathom having dog or
How
cat.
hungry would you need to be?
I just die before I would. There's no way I'm eating my cat or my dog.
I was in a restaurant in Guangzhou, China that had red fox on the menu.
Oof.
And sure enough, they walked me through the kitchen, and there it was sitting in a cage. And I think that's probably the strangest thing I've ever seen in a restaurant, and certainly not something I tried.
You do get into, beyond the animal page, like you said, there's mixed-in stories with animals and stuff like that, but on page 170, you talk about some wacky websites, and you get into, like, Entomology Club website, you have the Dancing Cows website, cat looked good in the wig, putting wigs on cats, I guess.
I am sure that there's a website for everything in the world if you want to go looking for it. But this great little picture of a darkish gray charcoal sort of colored cat with a bright pink, maybe it's a imitation Lady Gaga wig. But I don't know why people dress their pets. I just don't get that one.
Beyond Halloween. Well, we have
not even for Halloween.
We have one more book to give away. It's Ripley's Believe It or Not, Download the Weird. So we're going to give that book away to the number 4 that comes in. Number 4, the fourth caller to come in at 866-606-TALK, 866-606-8255. You're going to get a copy, compliments of Edward Meyer, the Vice President, of course, of Archives and Exhibits at Ripley's Believe It or Not. The website is ripleys.com if you want to check it out. But call right now and the book is yours, number 4. 866-606-8255, 866-606-TALK. The fourth caller to come in, the book is yours, Ripley's Believe It or Not. And congratulations, whoever is going to get that one, because this is a really cool book. This is a little bit beyond, actually, the animal thing, but I'm just going to go there a little bit. But I turned the page when I was flipping. What's the story about? And it's on page, to quote, it's 217. urine eggs.
I appreciate you quoting the page. Makes my life a little easier. There's over 2,500 stories in this book, and sometimes the DJ thinks I know all 2,500 off by heart. But
that would be another one where I would just die before I'd eat them. I think I just couldn't do it. Although they say, Jay, you'd know, urine is actually very sterile.
I'm seeing where this is going here.
Yeah, this
talk about eating urine eggs. Jay, you would know.
Yeah, in terms of the picture, it's not so bad, but you won't get me eating this anytime soon.
So you don't have to actually sample the foods in order to put the story in there.
That's correct. Even though I'm the guy they always think will sample it all, but this is even very specific that it's young boys' urine. And apparently it's a culinary dish. They pee on the eggs, and the urine's supposed to, and they actually boil the urine, but it's supposed to cure some diseases and, good
sounds
for
like
whatever ails
diseases.
you. And I just can't.
No, they boil it. They boil it. That makes it fine. Okay. Have you ever eaten anything that was in a book? There's.
I've had the duck tongues that
okay.
on the page. I've had some rats.
What about mealworms?
I've had some worms. I've had the dried lizard. There's a few things.
There you go.
I've had squid.
I'm almost the Ripley. Give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything guy.
Hey, Ed, don't go away. I have one or two more questions for you. We're going to find out who wins that book, of course. Oh, somebody did. So congratulations to Scott in Camdenton, Missouri. You're getting the book, Ripley's Believe It or Not, that's coming out to you. For more information, you can visit Ripley's.com, find out where the museums are, find out more about this latest book, of course, by Ripley's Believe It or Not. Download The Weird. But if you have a question or maybe a comment or you have a weird story for Edward Meyer, we still have a couple more minutes. Give us a call at 866-606-TALK. That's 866-606-8255. Once again, I'm Jon Patch.
And I'm Jay Stutz.
And Amanda Page.
Pick up the phone, give us a call, 866-606-8255. This is Talkin' Pets.
Talkin' Pets. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Every pet is unique. Maybe they're gray in the muzzle, yet young at heart. Maybe they're growing out of the puppy stage and into their paws and ears. Or maybe they're just trying to maintain a more girlish figure. At PetSmart, we have the right food for your pet at a great value for you. PetSmart. Be better together.
Go to PetSmartDeal.com and save up to 30% on awesome gifts for the pets and pet people in your life. Toys, collars, leashes, PetSmart gift cards, treats, and more. Go to PetSmartDeal.com today. PetSmartDeal.com.
How would you like your business to reach out and invite in our audience? We have a brand new trademark concept called InfoSeeds. InfoSeeds are short 20-second seeds of information about your place of business, practice, or service. Is the best, most cost-effective way to invite us in. We only have a limited number of slots left. For more information, visit the website
PetLifeRadio.com.
Click on sponsorship information. There you can listen to a sample of InfoSeed. Remember, only a limited number of opportunities are available.
Your groomer is going to hate me. Hi, I'm Allie McLennan. Join me for my Pet Life radio show, Groom for Improvement. You're going to save time and money with these tips from my New York City grooming table. From product recommendations to do's and don'ts, I am going to hook you up. So just do me a favor and don't mention this to your groomer. Groom for Improvement on Pet Life Radio.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Beagle survives 70-foot fall from bridge. Not Ron Brady's dog, Baxter, either. With a Talking Pets news brief, I'm Amanda Page. A beagle named Brandy survived a 7-foot fall from a New Jersey bridge. The dog got away from its owner during a walk along the Burlington Riverfront Promenade. Bridge officer Ron Brittner saw Brandy walking up the Burlington-Bristol Bridge towards Pennsylvania. Brittner said he turned on his emergency lights to slow traffic and followed the dog. Brittner says Brandy was doing fine until she got to the top of the span and her paws felt the steel grate. The officer says Brandy jumped into the Delaware River as motorists tried to grab her. The Beagle's owner recovered her and took her to the veterinarian. Brandy has bruises around her abdomen, but didn't suffer any broken bones. Reporting for Talking Pets, I'm Amanda Page.
Slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future.
Boy, this brings back memories.
Some trips.
Yeah,
some trips.
To Canada, Atlantic City, New York.
Wait, did you say Canada, Dade City, and New York?
No.
Oh.
What did I say? Canada?
Atlantic City? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we used to go to Atlantic City when I was a kid.
Okay.
So
that's it.
Hey, 866-606-TALK is the number. I'm Jon Patch.
I'm Jay Stutz.
And Amanda Page.
We're, of course, speaking with the Vice President of Exhibits and Archives, Mr. Edward Meyer, with Ripley's Believe It or Not. Before I let you go there, Edward, I want to ask you about this dog, Bella. In the front part of the book on page 26, there was a dog out of South Africa that apparently was running around the neighborhood, or whatever you might call it, with a knife sticking out of its head.
Well, it's believed that it confronted burglars to its master's house. No one home that actually witnessed how it happened. But the dog survived with about an 8-inch knife stuck right between its eyes. Horrific picture, but the dog did survive. Veterinarians were able to remove the knife, and miraculous 6-year-old puppy survived. And it's one of those testaments to just how much our animals love us, that they'll put themselves in harm's way if they have to.
A frequent friend that comes onto the program from time to time is Betty White, and one of her most popular stories, and one that she loves more than life itself, is the time that she went into this enclosure, this cage with the gorilla, Coco, and then all of a sudden, now in your book here, in Ripley's Believe It or Not, you have a breakdancing gorilla. I bet your hers didn't do that. That's on page 176. And I guess, actually, a lot of people, Zola is the gorilla's name, and it's a dancing at the zoo in Canada.
I think Zola spins.
This is in Calgary, a 9-year-old gorilla that, and it's a YouTube sensation. Originally was in the Bronx Zoo, apparently, before it was in Calgary, but likes to break dance anytime it sees a bit of water. It gets excited and plays in the water and spins around like a street performer.
It's funny because I was out at this in the past. I used to tour a lot of zoos. Actually, I used to be invited out and go out and see a lot of tours. And I can't remember. I think this one was in Texas, and there was a member of the primate family. I can't remember exactly what type of ape it was, but Jay, you'd probably know, one with a painted face. It's all different colors. What is that called?
Baboon.
No, it wasn't a baboon.
Mandrill.
Mandrill. Bright pink and blues.
Yeah, so the mandrill's there, and we're back in this enclosed area, and they were telling us about how excited this mandrill would get whenever Mary Tyler Moore would show up, and this mandrill wouldn't dance. This mandrill would actually do something else, and I couldn't stop laughing. But it was like anybody, didn't matter who you were, would never do it. Mary Tyler Moore would walk back there, and boy, it really set off rockets.
Well, I like Mary too.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Mary's cool. Edward, it's always a great pleasure having you on with this, and of course, Ripley's, believe it or not, love the museums. And again, if people want to check out more, you can go to ripleys.com, correct?
That's correct. New book is Download the Weird, featuring a brand new technological invention called image recognition odd scam. And the book is available at ripleys.com, Ripley Museums, Amazon.com, department stores, wherever fine books are sold.
And they can always get the ones from like last year and the year before and everything too still, right?
Easiest to get those direct from ripleys.com. You can't depend on your bookstore too much for old stuff, but we always keep a few in our warehouse just in case.
Yeah, I love these books. I love the whole series. So, it seems like it's a yearly event with us. So if not before, we'll definitely see you next year.
All right. Well, thanks for having us once again.
Thanks, Edward.
All right. Have a good evening.
Take care. That's
Bye-bye.
Edward Meyer, the Vice President of Archives, of course, and exhibits for Ripley's Believe It or Not. Again, ripleys.com if you want to check it out and you want to find out more about the museums and the books. But I love these because this is like really cool books for trivia too.
Well, yeah, it seems like it'd be a good book for a kid that was just curious about stuff. But then as you read through, you're like, yeah, let him grow up a little bit because you might go home and go to bed with nightmares if you don't read it with them and kind of flip over some of the pages. But you and I have been sitting here for the last hour flipping through and pointing out different articles.
I'm just curious who the guy is on the cover. I was going to ask that, but, we went into the animal world, but, he's just got his mouth open there on the cover, but I wonder who he is. Ripley? I don't know. I don't know. That's the mystery, I guess. This is Talkin' Pets.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.